Hi Pisces, welcome to September. This is Teresa from Tarot by T, and before I start your reading I want to call in some good energy. So this month we have a new moon in Virgo, which is happening in your 7th house of partnerships on September 6th. And then we have a full moon in your sign on the 20th. And in between that, we have Venus moving into Scorpio and Mars moving into Libra. And then Mercury goes retrograde in Libra at the end of the month on the 27th. So we'll get into that later. Let's see what the cards say about love and relationships for Pisces for September 2021. What does Pisces need to know about love and relationships for September 2021? What does Pisces need to know about love and relationships for September 2021? What does Pisces need to know about love and relationships for September 2021? The Empress, the Two of Cups, the Judgment, the Three of Wands, the Hangman, the Two of Wands, put that this way, the Five of Pentacles, the World, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Two of Pentacles. And the card at the bottom of the deck is the High Priestess. Okay, so the Empress, this is a great card. The Empress is, abundance and fertility. It's the Great Mother. You have the Two of Cups crossing it. So there's the potential of a relationship where you have this really strong connection with someone. The Two of Cups is a soulmate connection where you're really seeing eye to eye with this person. You may have a tendency to mother them a little bit because the Empress is the mother. So you might be very nurturing in your relationships right now in this month. As a time card, there's a 2-week time frame. So there might be someone close to you that you're feeling like mothering or nurturing. The Empress could also be a birth, creativity. So for some people who are looking to have a family or start a family, things are starting off really good with the month of September in terms of partnership and family, because the Empress is focusing on family, home, family, kid, partnerships, being nurturing, setting up a home, having, abundance in the home, and plus really bonding with someone at the soul level. Now, in the past, you have the Judgment and the Three of Wands. The Judgment is about having a spiritual awakening or some type of an awakening. So you've recently had some type of realization about your life. It could have been a wake-up call or a sudden inspiration or sudden realization, like I have to do something to change my life. I can't keep going on the way I'm going. So I feel that you've already started to make changes in your life path and probably even in a relationship. And the Judgment is about being the agent of change instead of the victim of change. So if something wasn't working, you decide to take action to change it. It also comes up when you decide to make changes within yourself and how you relate to others. And so whatever you've been doing to make these changes within yourself and within your relationship, it's starting to pay off because you have the Three of Wands. That's a card of results coming in. Even the Empress is a card of birth. Like the number 3 is a card of birth. Seeing the fruits of your labor. Seeing the fruits of your effort. You know, it could be a child being born, but it could also be something like I've started this exercise program and I'm losing weight and I'm looking good, you know, or I've started eating better and now I feel healthier, I have more energy. Or I'm working on my relationship and we're getting along better, we're seeing eye to eye. You have the High Priestess here. That's a card of things that are hidden and intuition, following your inner guidance. So it's possible you have, like, you should trust your intuition at this time. Sometimes it means maybe you decided to open up and reveal something that was hidden in a relationship to make it better. You know, like if you've been hiding your feelings or keeping your feelings to yourself. But the High Priestess is usually a positive influence. It's following your inner guidance. So, you know, you may feel like, you know, I just have a hunch that this relationship's going to work. Or I have a hunch that whatever's going on, you know what's going on. Like you can't explain it, but you just know. And you've been following that intuition, that divine guidance to make changes, and they're paying off. You're starting to see results. Now you have the Hangman here coming up and the Two of Wands. So I feel like there could be an opportunity coming up for a new partnership because the twos are about partnerships. And you might be, and the Hangman's about giving something up for something better. So you might be trying to make a decision. Do I need to move up to the next level? Do I need to let, you know, because I feel like, do I need to let something go and move into something new, form a new partnership that's going to be more profitable, that's going to be more successful? Or maybe you're just waiting to see even more results, because the 2 is a card of waiting. The Two of Wands, it's like, okay, I'm planting seeds and now I'm waiting. But you've already had some success because the 3 of Wands shows those ships coming back in, shows those results coming back in. So maybe you're doing even more. So after you've experienced some success, now you're going to another level. But the Hangman is also seeing things from a different perspective. I feel like maybe in the past you might have been cut off from a partner. You have the 5 of Pentacles here. This is a card of feeling lonely, isolated, maybe going through a little depression, financial instability. Sometimes the 5 can mean financial instability. Maybe that's, it could also mean someone that you're helping through a difficult time, through a crisis, someone who's feeling depressed, feeling lonely. So it's either you or it could be your partner. And I don't know. I don't think I see you as financially not having finances, because you have the 9 of Pentacles here in your wish fulfillment. Maybe that's how you're going to solve this feeling. Maybe if you feel like you don't have enough abundance in your life, you've been working hard to bring more abundance in or more love in. But this card usually represents the 9 of Pentacles. It's a woman who is in her garden and she's got a beautiful home and she's feeling safe and secure in her garden, but she's feeling lonely. So it's like, what good is having all this success and financial security if I don't have someone to share it with? So I feel like if you don't have a partner, you may really want one because you're feeling lonely. You know, it's like, yeah, I've got a great house. I've got, you know, my life seems to be working, but I'm lonely. I need partnership. I want to connect with someone. I want to share my life with someone. So for those of you who are in a partnership, I feel like you're working things out and things are getting better. For those who are not in a partnership and are looking for love, something could happen this month, because the 2 of Cups is a time card of 2 weeks. So I feel like mid-September, you might get a message from someone that you could connect with, because this card has the hawk. Her power animal is the hawk. And the hawk always represents having special insight. Like you just see into the truth with people. Trust your intuition and your instincts when it comes to judging people. So if someone's wanting to partner with you, you can see right through them and you know if they're being sincere or not. You can just trust those feelings. Like if you get a feeling like, I don't know, there's just something about this person I just don't like. There's something. I don't know what it is, but I just don't know. Trust those feelings. But the hawk also means a message is coming. So be prepared for a message this month. Now you have the World in your environment. The World is a great card. It does mean a completion. You're completing a cycle. So something might be coming to an end. And then you're getting ready to move to the next level in life. So you might be completing a career path, or a relationship may for some of you, you might be ending a relationship, starting a new relationship. Or there could be something is coming to completion, but it's all coming together in a good way. It's not an ending, an unhappy ending. And it doesn't have to even be an ending. It's more like a transition. Like, okay, I've come this far, and now I'm ready to move to a new level. So you could be getting a promotion, or you could be moving on to another stage in your life. Where, okay, I've done all this. This is, this has ended in a good way, and now I'm moving into another. I'm stepping up to a new path or a new phase in my journey. And the World is everything, working out, and you're living your best life when the World comes up. Everything, you're loving what you're doing. You love, your partner. You're meeting people that are really supportive. So I don't think that's a negative thing, but I do think that you are going to be leaving behind something that has taken up a lot of your energy. Whether that's a relationship or a career path or something. So you're going to be freed. You're going to have more energy to do things that really mean something to you. Do things that matter, because you're not going to have to, you might be juggling, because you have this Two of Pentacles here. That's about juggling a lot. You're doing this, you're doing that, you're all over the place. I feel like that time of chaos and juggling is coming to an end, that busyness, and now you're going to have time to do things that really matter. And that can mean spending more time on family and partnership. Maybe you've been so busy with work you haven't had time to devote to your partner, or you've been so busy, with other things that you haven't had time to find love. But I feel like that's going to come to an end, and you're going to have time now to end this loneliness, this isolation, and to share your abundance with someone else. So I see you moving away from something that has maybe taken too much control of your life, where you haven't had time for fun or family or enjoyment. And now I think that you're going to have more of that time, and you're going to have time for love and partnership. And you might have more independence in the work that you do. Maybe you decide to leave a corporate job and, do some contracting work, or work where you can, work for your own business, or work where you can control the hours. You have more control over your schedule. And you're not, constantly jumping through hoops. But I feel like life is going to calm down. It's going to get more calmer. It's going to be more, you're going to be more in control of your time and the things that you do. And you're going to enjoy the things you do a bit more. So you're coming into a good period. There might be some endings, but I don't think they're sad endings. It's just a natural cycle of completion. And you're ready to take the next step into a new level of, another path that's going to bring you abundance, because you have the Empress here. Love, Two of Cups. So it is going to be better. The transition will be better. But the Hangman's here, so you do feel like there's a little bit of a sacrifice, because you don't really want to give up what you're giving up. So if you're working at a job and you're deciding to leave to do something better, you may feel a sense of loss a little bit, I don't really want to leave it, but I know I'm making the right move. I know I'm moving on to something better. Or even if it's a relationship that's not totally, it's not like you're leaving an abusive partner or anything like that. It's more like a natural transition, a life transition. It's you have to let some things go to embrace something new, but you're not really, you weren't really unhappy with the old path that you're leaving behind. But don't worry, because you're going to be so fulfilled with the new path and so happy with the new path, you'll get used to the changes. So here we have the new moon in the 7th house. Let's get into the astrology now. New moon in Virgo, it's in your 7th house. And it's trine Uranus in the 3rd house. And Mars is also in the 7th. So your energy is focused on relationships this month. I feel like there could be, for some of you, there could be a new relationship. And if there's a new relationship coming in, it's very passionate, because you have Mars there. If it's an old relationship, you might be quarreling a little bit, but you're going to work through it. Uranus brings surprises. So Uranus in the third house, you could have surprise developments around siblings, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles. Maybe you reconnect with them and have a new relationship with them. Or you could meet a partner by running around town. You might run into someone, in your local environment. You never know what Uranus is going to bring, but it's a trine aspect, so it's positive. But it will free you. It might even free you from something that was holding you back so that you can have this new beginning in relationship. Maybe you were spending too much time with your siblings or your family, and now this new partnership comes in and you want to spend more time with this partner. And letting them take care of themselves. Because Pisces is always there to nurture and to care for others. And especially to be the fixer, because you have so much compassion that a lot of people come to you for advice and guidance, and you might have been spending so much time giving advice and guidance to everybody else that you've neglected your own life and your own partnerships. So maybe it's time now for you to have the partnership and have the joy. Now, Venus is moving into your 8th house. It's in Libra in the 8th house at the beginning of the month, and it's squaring Pluto in the 11th house. So there could be some financial issues that you're working out. There could be some power struggles. You might be dealing with a bully. One of your friends or a group that you belong to might be wielding power over a financial issue. Mercury is in the 8th house, so there could be a lot of communication going back and forth, contracts that need to be signed. Mercury is trine Jupiter. Now, Jupiter is in your 12th house, and so is Saturn. Now, when planets pass through the 12th house, that's also another indication of you're completing a cycle. You're ending a cycle, and you're preparing for a new beginning. So you're tying up loose ends. You're releasing some things that need to be released. It could mean finishing up old karma, because Saturn represents karma. You may have some hidden enemies. This is not for everybody. But Jupiter and Saturn, if you have hidden enemies, it could be someone that's a Sagittarius or a Capricorn that are working behind the scenes against you. Or it could even be your own habits, your unconscious programming. The 12th house is the unconscious. It's whatever's happening in the 12th house is secret. Maybe that's why this high priestess is showing up. You have to pay attention to what's hidden, what's going on behind the scenes. But I wouldn't worry too much about it, because I feel like you're ending something. And you're going to be moving on to something better anyway. So whatever is happening behind the scenes, just let it go. Forgive it, release it, let it go. You have Chiron in the 2nd house, so you may have some healing to do around self-worth and money issues, receiving love, giving love. Then we have the full moon in Pisces, and this is in your sign, so it's going to be significant. It's in your 1st house. Something is completing. The moon and Neptune are in your 1st house. The sun is in your 7th house. You have Mars in the 8th house, which is also opposing the moon from an out-of-sign opposition. So there could be some financial things that you're dealing with, like insurance or inheritance, any kind of financial, like if you're expecting money, a payout, an insurance payout, or could be inheritance. Could be even winning the lotto or something, some kind of winning, lottery winning. But the 8th house is also about intimacy, confronting your demons, confronting your fears. What is it that I'm doing that's stopping me from having a close relationship? Do I have to, look at that? Am I too, Mars can sometimes mean minor surgery. But I don't think it's a negative thing, because Mars, at this point, it's in Libra. It's trining Saturn. So I feel like you're going to overcome whatever is blocking you from the 12th house. You may decide to fight for something and win against your hidden enemies. Or because there's a trine here. Or you may decide to just release your baggage and let go, because you also have the North Node in the 4th house. The North Node is where you need to go. The South Node is where you've been. So the South Node has been in your 10th house. You've been focused mostly on your career. And that's taken up a lot of time and energy. Now the time is to focus on home and family. So I feel like your focus is shifting this month from career and, getting out there, getting a name for yourself, to let me nurture my family. Let me create a home for myself. And be nurtured in return. Let me allow others to love me and nurture me. So you might be reconnecting with relatives, in immediate family, and forming more nurturing relationships. I feel like there's going to be some changes in relationships. You're going to start to see the truth about certain connections, and make changes. Mercury's in the 8th. It's a good time to really look at, the 8th house is like the house of transformation. So I feel like some of you might be thinking about, it's the house of sex, death, and transformation. Sex when it comes to bonding at the soul level with someone, not just the recreational sex. Recreational sex is the 5th house. But the 8th house is about real bonding, intimacy, knowing someone really well, like you bare your soul to someone. And I feel like you're going through that kind of, like you really have to think, how close am I with the people around me? How vulnerable am I afraid to be vulnerable with people? Am I afraid to show my true nature? What is it that's stopping me from really bonding in a relationship at a real intimate level? What do I need to change within myself so that I can form that kind of connection? What are my fears? With Mercury in the 8th, you might be doing a lot of thinking even about your own mortality. If you're older, you're getting closer to death, and you might be evaluating your life. What have I done in my life? What do I have to show for it? Has it been all about work and money? What about my relationships? Is there love in my life? What about my connections? What connections have I made with people? And so that might be, it might spur you to really take more action in creating more intimate relationships than you have in the past. Like, maybe life isn't all about work. Maybe it's more about family and love and relationships and forming those connections. And those might be more important than where my focus has been in the past. Venus is in the 9th house. You might decide to travel. Venus moves into Scorpio around the 10th. It's favorable to your sign. Venus is also opposing Uranus, so there could be some surprises coming out of your 3rd house from your siblings, relatives. Love could come when you least expect it while you're traveling, or if you're teaching or learning, you might be sharing your wisdom. If you're older, you might be teaching. If you're younger, you might be going back to school, taking some classes, traveling. The 9th house is about getting out of your comfort zone, exploring new thoughts, new ideas, new philosophies. So you might be, meeting someone who has a different spiritual concept than you, and they might be expanding your mind in some way. One thing you have to be careful about is your communication style, because Mercury is squaring Pluto this month. And Pluto is, where is Pluto? Let's see. Pluto's in your 11th. Oh, you may have some words with a friend or a group of people you belong to. So there might be some battles around money. So you might choose your words carefully. There may be some power struggles around money or contracts that you need to sign. Like there might be people that are trying to control, like some groups of people trying to control other groups of people. You might be dealing with powerful people that, like the movers and the shakers of the world. So Uranus can bring surprises. And if you find love, if it's a new love, it could be someone that's very different from you culturally, spiritually. And they may open you up to a new way of thinking and a new way of experiencing the divine. Or even new topics of, you're learning new things with this person. Whatever it is, it can be exciting. Venus opposite Uranus, it can bring surprises. You may suddenly leave a relationship or suddenly start a relationship. But it is an exciting time. It's freeing. It's very freeing energy. So if you've been too focused on family, Uranus may break you free through this, like through travel or through love. Love may come in or money may come in. that frees you from that obligation so that you can enjoy life more. So you can be your more authentic self. I feel like you have some healing to do. Some unconscious healing, because you have Venus in conjunct Chiron in the 12th house. Or the second house, I'm sorry. So there's healing about self-worth issues and money issues. What is my value? What do I value? How are people valuing me? I feel like that's going to be another thing that you're going to be experiencing. But I also feel there could be some new relationship coming in that shows you what your value truly is, that allows you to love yourself, and brings love and joy into your life. So I don't think that the endings are going to be sad. I think it's going to be more like a natural culmination. And you're going to be feeling a lot less stressed and a lot more relaxed and moving into a new phase of life that's going to be more fulfilling. That you're going to say, why didn't I do this earlier? I should have done this a long time ago. Because the world is definitely like living in a state of grace. Living your best life. So this is my forecast, Pisces, for September. I hope you enjoyed it. If it resonated with you, leave a comment below and click on the like button, click on the subscribe button. If you'd like a private reading, click on the link in the description box. It'll take you to my website and we can get you on the schedule. In the meantime, I want to say thank you for supporting this channel. I hope you have a wonderful September, and I will talk to you again next month. Okay, bye now.